off the freeway here, or maybe not. Maybe we're just going to be using that that pass-through. But armed suspects inside this vehicle. Let's just say it like that. Armed suspects started in the Beverly Hills area. LAPD got behind it. They tried to pull him over at near the 101 in Vermont. He got onto a freeway, and the pursuit was on. Extremely high speeds. You can see it right here. What is he driving? That's a Suburban. It's a newer Suburban. I can't tell you what year exactly, but a newer Suburban. It has out-of-state plates on it. First they were saying Illinois, then they were saying it's Colorado. Back on the streets out here, at least the speeds are going to be a little bit slower, but we've been watching this guy taking many chances, extremely high speeds this afternoon. You can see it right there, where basically it looks like we're going to be northbound on Normandy, but oh my God.
Well, you say, Stu, that speeds are going to be slower, but he's out here where there's a lot more traffic, stop and go. It could actually be a lot more dangerous in some ways. Do we have any idea at this point exactly what this person or these people are accused of doing with regard to robbery?
Armed robbery, that's all they're saying right now. Armed suspects, armed robbery, using the center lane out here, 80 miles an hour, sweeping turns. That Suburban being pushed to its limits. You can see right there coming up on a solid green, some pedestrians in the way. They definitely, I'm trying to figure it out right now. I've been listening. California Highway Patrol, because he's on the streets, has basically given it back to LAPD. I'm sure LAPD with these speeds are going to be in a tracking mode type of situation. Another solid green, kind of stopping right there, making a turn. Looks like we're going to be on 111th Street out here. So we're still going to be in the mid-cities area. Wrong side of the road, the streets are getting tighter. When you get on these streets like that, there's the LAPD helicopter. So they don't have anybody behind him right now because they want this guy to slow it down. Possibly, maybe, hopefully he's going to say, oh, nobody's behind us. We're going to find a spot, and there we go. Thank goodness. This is probably the best thing I've seen all afternoon. Number of folks jumping out of the vehicle. Vinny, make sure the truck isn't leaving. Make sure the Suburban isn't leaving. Okay, thank you. And you can see a number of folks out here running, jumping over fences. It's pretty acrobatic right there for sure. A number of folks, it look like 3 of them right there, but armed robbery suspects is what they want. And when they run into a home like that, 4 of them, Vinny's counting them as 4, they have an actual home right there. And they actually, so this is one of the ones where, you know what, this is going to turn into a standoff. Well, yeah. LAPD definitely knows where this home is. The helicopter's above. Everybody went in. We all watch it. There's an first of the units here on scene. Well, now, this is one of those situations where, I think they're going to try to call them out, but they're not going to go busting in like gangbusters with guns blazing because they don't know who else is inside that home. They don't know.
This, Stu, is raising a lot of other questions now. Do these suspects know this home? Do we know who else might be inside that home? Right. Or is this some random home they went into? I mean, there are a lot of questions here.
Yeah, there were a lot of questions. It definitely seemed like they had a plan. It definitely seemed like they picked that house and jumped, it knew that door was open. Nobody's come out of the house. I'm saying that because we're being asked that question right now. But you can see people next door, clearly not really aware what's going on. I think one of the other units is still pursuing one of the other folks that's out that did not jump in, that did not run into that house. So that's the reason why the one LAPD unit kind of moved off. And again, these are armed suspects. So they're not going to pull up in front of that house, and they're not going to just, make their, they're going to make their presence known, but they're going to do it in a way where it's safe for officers. And this is coming to an end out here. You can see the address there, South Kenmore Avenue. We'll get some from some actual house numbers, but LAPD, they know what's going on. They saw the suspects run into there, but some nail-biting moments when it was a pursuit earlier on, and thank goodness no civilians were injured.
Yeah, that is the big takeaway, because those speeds were so dangerous. It came so close so many times, and oftentimes when we cover these pursuits, I always worry about the bystanders, people just driving unaware of what's going on, people walking, just have no clue what's going on out there. So right now we are watching this. It has become a standoff, it appears, and we always talk about how many times these suspects go to neighborhoods or areas they're familiar with, right? So this may be that type of a situation. We're seeing someone who probably is unaware of what's going on, right? A neighbor just walking out. So trying to figure out what in the world is happening out there.
Definitely. I mean, there are a number of helicopters out here. Skyfox Number one on that pursuit. First one's here. First one's to bring it to you for sure. And you know, you can see that that person getting out, walking around. That's a neighbor. And of course, the LAPD helicopter down low, circling right now. So there is a lot of noise, and I'm sure the officers that are arriving out there, lights and sirens. But everybody, the LAPD confirms that they saw the same thing that we all saw live. You know, it looks like 4 of them went inside that house, that back portion of that home right there, and you can see they're already starting to set up a perimeter just to make sure if these guys try to sneak out. But we haven't seen anybody leave that house. That helicopter above, lots of eyes right now on this home, and of course you have those armed suspects. You know, that has to be really, you know, people need to know this. These are armed suspects that were fleeing from officers, and at some points were putting so many people's lives at danger, including their own. On the freeway out there, it was I was speechless many times watching that huge Suburban losing control at speeds close to 100 miles an hour on the 405 freeway.
So we still see that neighbor sort of meandering down there. We're not sure exactly what's going on. What happens now, Stu? Because now we're talking about presumably a very densely populated neighborhood where, since we're in the middle of a pandemic, a lot of people may very well be at home.
Oh, I'm sure most of these people are home, and they probably are listening, and surely a lot of them are watching Fox, so they know what's going on right here. As Vinny gets a little bit wider, I can show you the streets on the other side, just south of that home. They have officers already there. You've got an officer there. They've got officers around the block, and they're asking for more officers to arrive out here. The fact that these suspects are armed is one of the reasons why you didn't see those officers out running, you know, basically chasing and looking for these suspects. They don't. You know, they have to think about their own safety, and then of course they have to, you know, they don't want to be confronted with an armed suspect and have a shootout, like you said, in a neighborhood where probably a lot of people are home right now. So this is going to become more of a standoff type of situation. More officers are going to get here. A negotiator probably will show up. They have many tricks up their sleeve. They know who owns that, or who owns the property, who is renting the property. They have all that information, and hopefully they'll be able to start communicating with these folks, and you know, hopefully cooler minds will prevail, and they will just come out with their hands up at some point, and this will come to an end very peacefully.
Well, these guys have to know. It could take hours. They have to know, though, that, you know, they're not going anywhere. I mean, they're caught at this point.
Yeah, they basically they got themselves in a corner right now, and that's one of those issues. You know, you just don't know who you're dealing with, and when they start talking about armed and you got somebody in a corner like that, this is one of the reasons why they don't go running in, you know, guns blazing, kicking in the door. They're gonna stop. They're gonna, you know, set up that perimeter. They're gonna give these people some time to think about what's going on, calm down, let the adrenaline stop. And officers always say it. Time is on their side, especially now. And this might take hours, but hopefully it will end very peacefully.
So I was trying to count when they bailed out of the car. There were 3 or 2 of them that ran out.
Vinny, who's our cameraman, Vinny Mac, we like to call him VMac up here, he was right away, he was shouting out the number. He said they had 4 suspects that jumped out of that car and ran, and we definitely saw at least 3 of them run into that house, that back portion of this property right here. So, and you know, one of them basically just flying over that fence. It was that was pretty impressive to see. You can see that helicopter, that's LAPD, making much slower orbits. They're keeping an eye on it, you know, seeing if they're finding ways that maybe they could be sneaking out of there, but apparently right now I'm hearing that they have not left that property, and that's the last place they saw all the suspects go into that back property. 3 of them now. Now I'm hearing 3.
Well, we're talking about 3. Okay, now we're talking about armed robbery charges. On top of that, we're talking about evading police charges. So we're talking about some very long, possibly prison terms here.
Oh, definitely. And you don't know what these folks were wanted for before all this happened. So, you know, these are all things that these officers have to deal with. This officer right here, the lone officer in front of the home, you just gotta kind of feel for him right now. He's just kind of keeping an eye on it. Believe me, if he sees these suspects come out, he's going to call for backup immediately. The helicopter's right there. They'll probably track or chase them to a point where they're able to take them into custody safely. But Vinny's showing us the last spot right there where they ran into, not where the blue chairs are, but that house that we're showing right there. Looks like there's 2 units in the front, and I don't know if that's one big one in the back. So that might be a triplex or that might be a quadplex in that front. But definitely that right there by that tarp, that's where we saw the basically run into the home. Fishtailing at 100 miles an hour on the freeway, and you would think that the driver of that vehicle would have kind of kind of started to realize maybe I shouldn't be doing this, but his speeds never slowed down, and they actually increased at some points. We saw that later on. So yeah, definitely driving very recklessly, putting so many people's lives in danger. I didn't hear about anybody saying that they were involved in an accident pursuing them, but California Highway Patrol doing a great job when it was on the freeway, trying to keep the folks safe. And then of course LAPD with their tactics, they did what they could do to alleviate pressure on that situation, and that would mean going into tracking mode, and it worked. That vehicle has stopped, and now these suspects are inside a home, so they are contained at this time, and hopefully this will come to an end peacefully. Guy, he went over that fence like, yeah, I was like, woo, I can't do that. I'd probably get my pant leg stuck in one of those spikes. It's under the trees. It's farther over to the right, under the trees. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry that Greg's calling me. Hang on. Go ahead, Greg. There it is, right there. You just passed it. Okay. Copy all. Thank you. Oh, cool. All right, anybody listening on Facebook, Adam wasn't mad about anything. Adam, my pilot, he was busy flying the whole time. No, he wasn't. Skyfox can easily keep up with any pursuit vehicle. Any pursuit vehicle. He was, man, he was going. Thank God, thank goodness it has a limiter. Yeah. Yep. All right, maybe I'm going to be able to follow you guys here on Facebook, and if you guys are watching right now, I'm sure somebody's saying, "Oh, does he know his mic is open?" Yes, I know my mic is open, and this is kind of a little bit more loose and behind-the-scenes footage. Basically, we're keeping an eye on this home now, where this pursuit has come to an end. The only thing I can say is right now this is going to be long and drawn out. I can tell you that probably the afternoon crew is going to be here watching maybe, hopefully, when they take these people into custody. They should have ran a different direction. You know, the one thing, I'm seeing some of the comments right now, and somebody was saying they should have all run in different directions. The one thing that, you know, watching a lot of these pursuits and stuff, and you know, watching a lot of law enforcement is, for the most part, criminals, you know, they don't think about things like that. So, and it's a blessing, because had they all went in different directions, this would be a lot more difficult. I'm getting a lot of people saying hello. Hey everybody, I am so happy that you have found me here on the Fox website and watching us here on Facebook. I do appreciate it. The crew up here this afternoon or early or late morning, we got here as quick as we could, and we're very surprised to see that Suburban doing what it was doing out there. That was some crazy stuff. Right now, we were definitely first, no doubt about it, and right now, probably not that exciting to look at. It's going to be a standoff out here. Those three suspects making their way into that home right there. I don't know if they were broadcasting any of the pursuit footage from earlier, but it was dramatic. Doesn't even begin to describe what was going on. That vehicle moving at over 100 miles an hour. We saw it fishtailing several times, getting so close to other vehicles. California Highway Patrol, those guys trained drivers, and when he got off the freeway over there in the West LA area, right by what was it, National and Sepulveda, I thought for sure he was going to take somebody out. Thank goodness he didn't, and made his way here to this home. What is this? Is this are we Koreatown or South Korea? Almost Koreatown. I'll get you the exact. So we're right about 11th and South Kenmore. So somewhere by Kenmore Avenue near 11th Street. Basically ran into that quadplex that you see right there, pretty much center of the screen. And yes, you know what? I love the love, guys, and I am so glad you guys are here and watching and joining in. And for the new people out here, yes, for the most part, I know my mic is live when we're on Facebook Live. It is not, you know, the super official, you know, tight tie. We basically, you know, the shirt's unbuttoned, the tie's undone, and we're just kind of watching along. And if I stop talking in the middle sentence or something like that, you have to remember I have headsets on, several radios, people talk to me, Vinny will say something, the pilot this afternoon, Adam might say something, so I do get distracted by shiny things very easily because I work in a helicopter. So at any rate, right now it's not as exciting, and we'll give it a shot. We'll keep an eye on it. You can see they've set up a perimeter out here. The metro units or SWAT units have been called. Of course, a negotiator has been called. You know that LAPD has many tricks up their sleeve, as it would be, and they'll be able to talk to these people that ran inside that house one way or another. These suspects, they'll, you know, either actually ring their phone or even be able to isolate their cell phones and ring them. So they'll be able to talk to these people for sure. Hopefully they'll be able to convince them to just give up, because the reality is this is it. You know, they can't really go anywhere. They can enjoy their last couple of minutes of freedom right now, and even their freedom right now is limited, as in they are basically stuck inside that home right there. So we'll keep an eye on it. I'll try to stay with the comments. My internet's cutting in and out, and I think the yes. Copy all. Thank you. That was the assignment desk, basically saying that officially SWAT has been called out, so they're doing a rollout. So it's going to be a while before they get here, and then this is going to go on for quite some time. So anyways, everybody, enjoy the view. That's the best we can do for you. And we'll just kind of keep up and keep listening. And again, love the love. And if anybody knows what a Suburban can do, what their limiter is on a newer Suburban, you can let me know on Facebook. You can follow me on Facebook, Stu_. It's just Stu Mandel. Just Stu Mandel. And you can find me on Instagram, and you can find me on Twitter as well. I love the interaction. There's the suspect's vehicle where he parked it. Love the interaction. Anything you guys can do, I try to chat it up the best I can. Good, bad, whatever. That's one of the reasons why I love the internet. Everybody's got a voice. Everybody's got an opinion. I don't have to agree, but I will definitely try to respond. At any rate, hope to talk to you guys soon. And this is where you say, great, Stu, you got us on this pursuit, and now we're going to sit here for 2 hours making circles, listening to officers talk about, you know, positions and stuff that we can't show or talk about. You have a fedora? Well, you know, the only reason I think that it's, you know, I wasn't sure about triplex or quad is because they only have one door, right? And there's only one air conditioner on the roof for the back part. So that made me think that this is one unit in the back. You know, so I think there's 2 in the front and 1 in the back. But look right there. You've got the double bathroom windows, and you've got everything split, so it could be a quad. Who knows? Who knows? You know who knows? The guys that are in there. They know. Yeah. Well, clear, yeah. They looked like this was, you know, they knew where they were running to. Right. Right. And, you know, and I'm guessing because it has Colorado. First they were saying Illinois plates, and then they were saying Colorado plates. So, well, I'm guessing rental. I'm guessing it's a rental. He drove it like it was a rental. Yeah, but see, on this side, there's no way to get into the house. So yeah, maybe who knows? Yeah, there's no door. Yep, look at that. That was super fast. 27. They're like a flash. Pizzow. Well, they need, they got to double up their efforts to make for one of ours. See, that's the thing. I can't even say that with a straight face. Sky Fox, go ahead. Copy all. Copy all. They're helping with my diet. Oh. I'll sit with the helicopter and just tell me what you want for fuel. I'll sit with the helicopter and go eat as quick as you can. Yeah, but you have to talk to, well, who's in dispatch? Oh, it's Brittany today. But yeah, Brittany's awesome. Yeah. Right, but I think they turned the back one into one big residence. Right, like the owner lives back there, because there's no way to get in. There's only one AC unit, and there's no way to get into the side. But if you look at it, it's really set up, like bathroom, bedroom, or whatever, the windows. So, yeah, well. And if you guys are still watching and listening, so, now you're getting architectural information along with pursuit information and standoff information. Look at that. We are, I was going to say multifaceted, and, it's like watching news and a do-it-yourself channel and a reality show all at the same time. Yeah, that's our guy. That's 27. That's not the van that sits at the airport, is it? No. Yes, sir. Okay. Is it available for sale? Is there any kind of pricing available? Do you know a realtor that might sell it to me? Because of the hole in the roof, or were they? Woo! Those are California prices right there. It's an income property, Uh-oh. Three something. Mid threes. It's a nice neighborhood. I mean, yeah. I still say that it's been modified. It's one in the back, and he's probably, the two fronts are rentals, and that's probably paying the mortgage, and he's just living back there. Dun, 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 dun. Metro. It's called Metro, yeah. They're called Metro. What is this all about? Not knowing about the business and only having lived here for 8 years, I doubt it, but his admires and multitasking skills were switching stations. I don't know what's going on here. What? Oh, this guy he's still talking about your helmet. I think this is an older post. Music? Oh, I just heard the music. Chad, you know, you and I need to go hang out more. That's the only thing I got to say. I mean, if we're best friends, you've been really dropping the ball, buddy. So, you know, the only thing I got to say, Chad, is, you know, next time you're buying, and that's all I can say right there. It's funny. I can get on the Twitter, no problem, but the Facebook just sucks up way too much of the internet's. Too much bandwidth, you know? Our buddy Dan in the morning joining in. I don't think he's listening on the Facebook. Yep, and we're going to be here till you're at the top of the 11 for our CBS friends. You better drop. You want to drop the banner now, because you know they're going to be like. Oh, it is Chad. Chad and I are best friends. What's he talking about? I gotta prove it. If you guys are, hang on, let me find out if we're still on Facebook. Are we still on Facebook Live? Are they watching our beautiful shot of Koreatown, Mid-Cities? Not a problem. We're still live. So if you guys are still watching, I do appreciate it. I'm sorry for the little bit of distraction. I can't read the comments, but I'm sure somebody asked 1,000 times, does this guy know his mic is live? Yes, I know my mic is live. I didn't say anything off color, I don't think, at least. And, well, I don't think ever, but I don't think that I said anything off color. At any rate, we're still watching where the pursuit suspects had ran into that home right there, right by the by the low-rise apartment complex. Pursuit termination. We're going to stay here just a little after 11 o'clock, and then we're going to boogie on back, get some fuel, inhale some food, and then make our way back out here for the Fox show at noon, where we'll get some good newsy information, some good newsiness from the ground crews who are going to be down there talking to the law enforcement. And getting all the information and the updates. We're waiting for SWAT to show up. They're not going to show up and do the HUD like everybody thinks they will. There's going to be a command post. They'll pull up to the command post. There'll be a lot of talking, a lot of drawing, a lot of discussing before they even get themselves into place. A lot of stick figures on the dry erase board. But at any rate, if you guys want to follow along or you want to follow on the social media, you can always get me. Instagram used to not be my favorite, but I've been using a lot more Instagram lately. It's Stu Mundell, M-U-N-D-E-L. It's probably written somewhere. I don't know. And of course, I also got Facebook and Twitter. I'm not big on the TikTok because I'm not sure if I can use the TikTok. And the Snapchat, well, you know what? I use that for my private stuff. So at any rate. We're keeping an eye on the law enforcement arriving out here. This is going to be off of Kenmore near 11th Ave. I'm not sure if this is officially, this might be the southern end of Koreatown or maybe it's Mid-Cities, but at any rate, pursuit termination was crazy. Oh, it's the Pico Union. Makes me think of taking a train or riding a bus. Pico Union District. So at any rate, LAPD down there, they've got a large perimeter set up right now. They know exactly where those suspects are. And hopefully this will just come to a peaceful end with them coming out one by one by one. And they're probably enjoying their last moments of making some decisions on their own as they are inside that home. But basically, you know, I just hope this doesn't turn into something a little bit more crazy. They did drive a lot of crazy earlier on. I wish we could re-rack and show you some of that footage. What was going on earlier? That pursuit was nutso cuckoo. That's an official term, by the way. And at times he was fishtailing it over, you know, into the triple digits on the freeway, and was fishtailing. And you just wonder what was going on. You know, the driver is one thing, but you've got two other buddies in there just kind of along for the ride. You kind of wonder if they were just going go, 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 or doing the, hey, why don't you slow it down a little bit? But at any rate, all three of them ran into this house that you see pretty much in the center of the screen, the gray roof, right by that tarp there. The tarp is on the other property, the tarpaulin. It's on the other property, but you see like a little doorstep right there, and that's where they ran into. So at any rate, we're going to be here for another 20 minutes or so, probably 25, because we have to make sure we're clear from some other station that wants to take our picture. And then after that, we're going to go get some fuel, and then we have to be back for our show at noon. If you guys are local, you can watch Fox at noon, and you can see all the craziness. I'm sure they're going to have a highlight reel. And then, of course, after that, you'll get some good information from the ground, where I'm sure the reporter is talking to law enforcement and getting official versions of what they're going to do and how they're going to get those suspects out of that home peacefully. And of course, we haven't seen any evacuations, so we're kind of keeping an eye on that as well, wondering if other people might be coming out with their hands up, you know, neighbors and etc. So at any rate, hope you guys are enjoying the show from Skyfox. And again, yes, I know my mic is open. I can't say it enough. Yes, I know my mic is open. And yes, this is a much more relaxed type of news viewing experience. You're seeing a little bit more behind the scenes, and we'll stay here for a little bit longer. And I would join along, but I don't have enough internet to follow along. We're doing orbit, so there's like a spot where I get it, but then it goes away. And so at any rate, I'll try to respond to things later, and if you hit me up on social media, I will try to respond. That's all I can say. If you're the suspects, you can... There's no way out, but you can always text me. You know, always private PM me, and I'll give you... I'll say hey. I'm kidding, by the way. I'm kidding. Unless you're the suspects. Anyways. Yeah, it's not enough internet. I just tried again. It's like, no. No. I thought for sure he was. I thought I was picturing that thing rolling down the freeway. That's really, I mean, rolling, like, you know, not on all four wheels, but like, you know, roof wheels, tumbling down the freeway. That's really what I thought for sure that's where it was going. So, yeah. You know, I pretty much have everything on my Facebook page open to public. So if you guys want to comment on stuff, and just, you know, I'm more than willing to interact. Tweets are not loading right now. Well, imagine that. Well, you don't have to imagine it, Stu. It's happening right there in front of you, right there in your hand. Yeah, they were just they were in tracking mode, and probably also, I mean, gosh, what would they have to do to catch up? You know what I mean? They would be, you know. What are you talking about? Oh, I can't see it. Are you? Oh, you're watching the video. California State University Fullerton put up a thing that Traffic Tuesday, speeding is one of the leading causes of accidents. Well, I don't know. Does this prove it or prove that it's not true? I'm kind of curious because that guy was speeding, and we didn't. Thank goodness we didn't see any accidents. Pure adrenaline driving for sure. That's all reactionary. One of my friends is he's texting me his email address. Who uses Yahoo Mail anymore? I thought there was no more Yahoo Mail. Really? I thought it was gone. Didn't they say it was over? There's no more Yahoo, is there? Oh no, it's AOL. AOL's the one that's gone. Yahoo's still around. Geez, Stip. See, she's not even a real person. There's no AOL anymore. There's no more AOL. Okay, I believe you. Oh. I need to give a shout out to Kelly's mom. Kelly is one of our awesome young tech people, and I guess her mom finds me amusing. I got one, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. So. I know it's late in the game and I can't do it live on Fox, but and I'm sure all the pursuities that usually are watching, and they've long since tuned out. But I got to say it one more time, who was saying there's never any pursuits in the morning? There's never any pursuits in the morning. There's never any pursuits in the morning. There you go. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. I said, there's pursuits in the morning. It's just, you need somebody to go get them. That's what you need. So that's it. So. My daughter's asking me for $30. My parents are my mom is kind of bedridden. My dad, they don't have the car anymore because he can't drive, and so she went on Saturday and got him Olive Garden. But I guess she overextended herself because she's not working right now. So I gotta take care of that as soon as I have internet, and I just don't know why I put that out over the Facebook. You tend to forget sometimes that the green light. Yeah, my mic is open. I just looked down and there was no green light next to the mute. No. My daughter's a good kid. Both my daughters are good kids, and my sons are good kids. They're all good kids. They're all solid. Now, my granddaughters, I don't know. The jury's still out. Oh, that's going to be, I'm telling you, it's going to be a long time. It's going to be a long time. People are responding to me on my other social medias that I can load. My father-in-law still uses AOL. So, yeah, there's still an AOL. There's still an AOL. I thought, but they went, I guess maybe they went belly up, but they couldn't, you know, maybe it was like some sort of thing where they can't eliminate the email. Well, yeah. You've got mail. I always used to make jokes. It was like, you're a male. Well, thank you. I needed that. I needed that confirmation. Oh, and the chat rooms. Yes, I am that old. Yes, I am that old. But so yeah, we're waiting for Metro or SWAT, depending upon what they like to be called lately. But we're waiting for them to show up. There's probably a command post set up. The LAPD helicopters here. We're here. There's plenty of eyes on that home right now. Their suspects are not going to be able to sneak out. You know, maybe put on like a milkman's outfit and just kind of like walk away like, oh, I was just delivering the milk. That's not going to happen. So at any rate, we're keeping an eye on it. This is going to, I would hope it would be over at noon. I think that would be very nice of them if they just kind of showed up at noon and said, okay, we give up. But my gut feeling is saying that, you know, this is going to, you're going to watch this at the 11 o'clock on Fox, and or the 10 o'clock, sorry, the 10 o'clock at Fox, and still see the same scene out here, except it'll be darker. That's the only thing. It'll be nighttime. So. Was the one, Vinny, was the one guy carrying a bag for real? I thought one of the guy that flew over the fence, like just, you know, leaped it like a gazelle. Oh, it might have maybe our jacket. Maybe he was holding a jacket or something. Yeah. Reseda and Cessna. We have to be there. We have to be here for the 11 o'clock, brother. Oh, we definitely have fuel for that. But tell me where, and I'll start listening. You know, you just talked to Tony, and Tony is like the scanner guy. Why is it Tony telling us about this? Anyway, I'll see what I can find on Lakewood, but just know that even if they are not in pursuit, we go that way, we're going to miss the 11.